Hey guys, it's Phoenix. I'm gonna take you to my first ever trip to New York. Wait. Hold on. Let's just pause for a second. Okay, I'm sure you saw the time for this video. And you're probably thinking, an hour long? Who would sit through that? For a vlog? I don't even know this girl. I wasn't expecting this either. But I promise you, I edited it down as much as I could, and you won't notice the time at all. I promise this will feel like a breeze. So hang tight, I promise it's worth it. And at the very least, there are chapters so you can skip around to your favorite parts, okay? Stay with me on this. I promise it's worth it. Flying day was on June 5th. To make things go smoother, we wanted a one-way flight. So that meant we had to fly in from San Francisco. So a 2-hour drive there because I live in Sacramento. We thought we left with more than enough time to get everything sorted, but there was unexpected traffic, so we actually ended up missing our flight. But luckily we were able to schedule a later one. While we were checking our bags, there was this random lady, not a worker, may I add, just a random lady, I don't know who it was. She was trying to give me a stuffed bear. I can't fully blame her because I was actually holding a stuffed animal with me, but that was just for comfort on the airplane. And she was treating me like a child. She was like, hey, do you want this? And I was just so taken aback and perplexed, and like, it was so sudden, and I was just like, no thank you. Unfortunately, this is foreshadowing for recurring themes throughout this trip. Through my research, I learned that it's actually best to notify the airline 48 hours ahead of your flight if you're bringing an electric wheelchair with you. There's actually this whole thing we had to fill out with details about my wheelchair, its weight, how big it was, and what type of battery it had. That way they can just make sure there's enough room for your wheelchair to carry on the plane. So that was great that they had a whole system for that. When you're disabled, you get to be the first on the flight, so you get in a little early, and you transfer to a skinny manual wheelchair that fits through the aisles of the airplane. They actually had straps and stuff just to make sure you're all secure and you won't fall out. And you have to like wrap your arms around yourself like this just so you don't get hit by anything. It was kind of fun because they were pushing me backwards. Someone was driving me from the back and someone was guiding from the front. It was like a fun little ride. There's no footage of this because honestly, when I'm in a new environment, I just have to like survive to make sure everything goes smoothly. That's something I don't really get about vlog culture, is vlogging every single thing. I don't understand how some people have the balls to do that. I feel like some arrogance is involved to just like not care. I don't know, that's just my opinion. So that's why I'm recording this voiceover. It's because I didn't record every single thing, so I need to film the extra details for you guys. This is our view. So amazing. Best wall I've ever seen in my life. Sorry guys, no pretty window shots for you flying over the earth. You look crazy.
I look crazy?
You look crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I never really look all put together.
I wasn't expecting to be this, like, sick from the airplane, but I am. It comes and goes. The last time I can remember being on a flight was when I was little for my Make-A-Wish. And yeah, I still regret that. My young self decided to go to Disney World instead of something way cooler, like the kids today, meeting celebrities. I wish I waited a bit longer, honestly, to make a better decision, but whatever, I can't change that. Anyway, that was around 7 or 8, so that's before all my trauma and paranoia properly developed. So the altitude shifting and just like gravity and stuff like that, the plane moving, kind of freaked me out, made me nauseous and hard to breathe. But I made it through in the end, of course. I don't even like feel like this is real. I know, oh, I'm so excited away. But like, I just feel so strange.
Wait, by the way, why were you so stressed?
I'm gonna add in like a voiceover.
Oh.
That way the video is on me and Teddy.
Oh, okay.
And follows the story.
Okay.
So not everything's gonna be said here, it's gonna be said.
We don't need to actually explain it, you can explain it later. So this is footage show you what I drew.
It's supposed to be like deep sea watercolor, mermaidy but not. That's the vibe I was going for. I'm scared for my bangs.
So I need to do more grooming.
Yeah. Guys, I was just wondering, looking at the map, I'm like, I wonder how many flat earthers on here. And they're like getting upset at the map. I was literally just thinking, I hear all the time how people are on flights with celebrities. And I feel like I wouldn't even notice because I'm so antisocial. Like, I'm not even looking around. I wouldn't even notice if a famous person was on this flight.
And on that note, you know, for instance, you could be 2 feet away from one of the band members of Wallows and not even know that they're there. I'm referencing a certain Channel 24 event where, boom, out of nowhere, the dude from Wallows is right next to you.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know it.
We made it safe and sound off the plane. At this point, I just finished the rehearsal season 2, so that was kind of fresh on my mind, just being in this environment. We were also the last to leave the airplane, so that's kind of what it felt like, seeing all the flight attendants leave with us. They were really nice, by the way. But yeah, it was cool to see that dynamic. However, one of the men helping us was strangely insistent that he push my manual chair that I was in temporarily. Not my dad. For clarification, he wasn't a flight attendant, like he was just a worker who was tasked with us. But it made me nervous because he didn't really know where to go, like he was being directed by other people. So I just felt kind of weird being pushed around by someone and just like not choosing where I went. Like, you know, I'm not used to that because I usually drive my own wheelchair. It made me nervous, but whatever, it was fine. After a while of waiting, my beloved electric wheelchair got back to me. I actually bought an air tag for my wheelchair so we could see where it was going, and that was pretty cool. It came back pretty unscathed, although when we went to the hotel that night, I noticed that something got banged upward. It seems like an easy fix, nothing too terrible compared to the horror stories I've seen. I will say, it was kind of a vulnerable experience just handing off my wheelchair like that and the care of other people when it's such a tool for independence for me. Like, I drive this all the time, so I'm lucky that nothing bad happened to it. We got an accessible taxi straight from the airport. It was cool to see in person because I've seen it in videos while doing my research, but it was kind of chaotic. The taxi driver forgot to put his seatbelt on me, and I was too much of a people pleaser to tell him, do not do this, guys. I was actually really ashamed of this. I thought I was a recovering people pleaser, but this moment made me realize how bad it still is for me, quieting myself down, even when it came to safety. That's crazy. The previous day on the plane, I had to ask my dad for a lot more help than usual. I wasn't in my usual setup, you know, my room, where everything is set up to be accessible. I can do things myself. I used to never think I related to the word burden because it's so extreme. But in that moment, as I was getting ready, that's exactly what I felt like. I was really dreading the amount of extra help I would need for the remainder of the trip. It's nothing really my dad does. It's just something that's been ingrained to me somehow. I hate asking for help, and obviously I do. Like, if I need help, I'll ask, but it takes me a moment to like feel comfortable with doing it. Anyway, I was trying to do my makeup and I couldn't stop crying. I felt so depressed, and I felt even worse because I wanted to start the day off on a good note since the day before was filled with so much stressful travel stuff. This often happens when I'm upset. I get upset for whatever reason it is, and then I feel even worse because I don't want to have other people deal with my emotions. My first instinct with this vlog was to sanitize everything, to not show the disabled parts of my life and just show the fun parts. But I realized that this is unfair to myself, but also to my new disabled audience. There's some of you who might want to see that stuff, and traveling as a disabled person is hard. There's limited content out there, so I wanted to show the true reality to help anyone who may come across this video. So continuing on, I'm going to be brutally honest about things that were difficult. Some might view this as negative, but I think it's better because the content that I consume during my research is really sugar-coated. I don't want to do any sugarcoating. I just want to be, real while not oversharing too much. I'll get into my more tumultuous feelings and related to accessibility and disability at the end of this video. Anyway, I communicated my feelings with my dad, and he made me feel a bit better, but the feeling didn't completely go away because nothing seems to help, unfortunately.
It's only actually a 26-minute walk, and that sounds like wow, but like when you're walking, like that's what you do. You can walk for a half an hour to get somewhere. It's really close.
Okay, I was worried, but my makeup doesn't look too bad.
No, it looks great.
Cause I was so tired, I had to my hands weren't working right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We're gonna walk around a little bit, and we're gonna head to Central Park and see what it's like there. Yeah. In my notes for this video, I wrote, walking around NYC is like playing Mario Kart, looking out for obstacles everywhere. And that's true. Most places were accessible, but there are always tiny fractures in the ground or things kind of in the way. And the sidewalks were of varying thicknesses, so in general, the crowds weren't as overwhelming as I thought it would be. I really had this picture of overwhelming New York City, but we went in an okay time of year.
There's a whole documentary about it. New York is always under construction, and it's a massive business. Massive, 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 massive.
The last time I've seen a horse. Hello. I'm realizing I'm not getting enough shots of myself. Most people record themselves when they're vlogging. This water is not cold at all.
Nope. Should have gotten ice if I was thinking. I will do that next time. 2 things we've learned today while being in Central Park. 3 things. Sunscreen, which we forgot. That was classic rookie mistake. And then we realized for pain management we should have some neck cream. 3rd, we realized that we didn't put ice in our waters, and so even though our water was cold when we left, now it's no longer cold. So 3 things we will improve on our next
departure. I'm like a built-in dolly cam.
Yeah.
No one will have smooth vlogs like these. Except for when we're on bumpy road.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
Okay, I needed to go to the bathroom, so we went to this place called the Arsenal Gallery, and we went in, and apparently the bathrooms are actually only open on the weekend, but one of the workers was nice enough to let us in. One of the plus sides of ableist pity is like getting a pass on some things. So that was good because, I mean, I learned to do some research, but my dad is also looking at it right now.
I don't want to go to any of these bathrooms in the Central Park. They're all disgusting.
So we got lucky. I mean, it was kind of gross in there as well, but
It was totally fine, and no one was there, so it was actually awesome. It was totally great. A little crowded for a wheelchair, but I mean, it was great.
yeah. Well, I wanted to show you guys a fit check, but it started thundering and raining like crazy when we started going back to the hotel. So the sun is setting after our first full day in New York, and the view looks really gorgeous right now. I was just resting in bed for a bit, and now my dad is getting ice so we can have properly cold water. I think I'm gonna get the memory card out of this camera. I specifically bought a card reader that is a USB-C port so I can plug it into my iPad so I could edit the photos on this trip. So I think I'm gonna test it out now and see if that even works. Hopefully it should, because I watched a whole YouTube video about it. Govball Day. The whole reason I organized this trip was to see Olivia Rodrigo. One of my favorite singers, if not my favorite singer ever, and I'd be seeing her for the first time, finally. I've never been to a music festival before, so I was kind of intimidated, but I was ready for a new experience. Hey vlog, I'm in the middle of doing my makeup. My dad is not in the hotel right now. Right now he's looking to buy ponchos because once again it's raining. It's Govball Day and it's raining, and in fact the rain has made Govball push back the schedule, so I had to cancel our taxi and schedule it for later. I'm honestly really worried. I hope it doesn't rain while we're there, because my main goal for this festival, I knew I wouldn't get the best view, but I still wanted to take photos. Like, that was the main thing I wanted to do, was get photos. I don't know, I'm kind of stressed, but I'm also trying to just not think about it. We'll deal with it when we get there. Yeah, I was gonna try to teach my dad how to do my hair, but if it's raining, I don't think it's even worth it, so uninstalled hair for now, I guess. But yeah, I'm like almost done with my makeup, and I panicked because I got eyelash glue on my hair, but I think I got it out. The aftermath of my makeup.
New York pizza!
Pizza!
Hey, I'm eating here!
We had a taxi ready for 4 p.m. but we're having to reschedule another one because the guy driving the taxi didn't even have the proper hooks to strap my wheelchair in, and this just really worries me because why are we having 2 experiences now where there's a taxi driver driving an accessible taxi and they don't really seem to know the proper requirements? This kind of worries me. You should be qualify to drive disabled people in your car. Ooh. Y'all, we just had to cancel on our third taxi. The second guy was stuck in traffic, and this third guy, once again, did not have the proper equipment, didn't have the buckles. What is going on? This is starting to get a bit ridiculous. I have to make a commentary video on the terrible disabled taxis in NYC now. Proper taxi now. We might get there a bit late, but it's okay because we've seen walls before. It'll be okay. And the weather seems to be clearing up. Hopefully it won't rain for the rest of the night. I'm getting about how I know Cody Gray. I watched him a little bit back when he was a YouTuber. So he's a YouTuber to pop star.
Oh, he started as a YouTuber, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
And he YouTubed as a kid, like me.
Wow.
He's actually, he first is an artist, like drawing artist.
Oh.
Do you remember those Draw My Life type videos?
Yeah.
He made a Draw My Life type video and it went really viral.
Oh, nice.
I remember I was there when he uploaded his first song ever. It was totally like 2017 vibes, like it was totally cool back then. I haven't been with him the whole way, but I've always known of him, like surface level. And I got back into him like properly when he released Found Heaven, the 80s album. Now he's back to his singer-songwriter type thing. He released a music video for his new song called This Song. And it was really good. It was really cinematic. And I'm excited for his new album. And I'm excited to finally see him live. I wish I was at Govball last year. Because last year Govball had Chapel Rome, Sabrina Carpenter, and Renee Rapp.
Wow.
All those people at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Imagine them again this year, that would be the perfect.
Oh man, could this venue even hold enough people for how popular those artists are?
Yeah.
So we're going to the Flushing Meadows Park ingress. I guess that's a word. So we're going to the ingress area. We're going to get dropped off there, but we may not get dropped off there, so we might have to do a little bit of walking to get to the park. But it'll work out. Dropped off here. So all we need to do is on a foot. We just need to get on the footpath. Is all we need to do. All right.
We're finally here.
Finally here.
Oh, we're about to be here. We're entering.
We're entering. Now we're going to see if it's a seamless. I bet you this place is going to be seamless because they have all sorts of ADA signs, everything on their website. So we expect this part of the journey to be great. All right. We'll catch you once we get inside.
Coming into the park, we had no idea where to go. There were just super long lines everywhere. And I think they were understaffed or something because there wasn't really anyone telling us where to go. We ended up just cutting in line for accessibility because I can't really go on grass. And we just ended up following a line, hoping for the best. Took so long, Wallows eventually started playing, but we could still hear them, so it wasn't that bad. Chaos later, we make it inside, and ironically enough, the accessibility center was inaccessible. It was on grass, so I had to wait by the sidelines while my father figured out getting our wristbands for the accessible viewing area.
People are wandering around. Let's go see Wallows.
The ADA viewing area wasn't as bad as I thought. It was pretty cool, even though we were kind of far back, because we actually got front row of the seating area. So we were close as we could be, and we were just in time to watch half of the Wallows set.
You sticking around for Conan Gray? How about Olivia tonight? Cool. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Yeah, we just put out an EP called More. And here's a little tune from it, so thanks a lot.
Luckily, it only ended up raining once, and that was during the Wallows set, so I only got like 2 videos. That's okay, honestly. I didn't hate the rain, and we put on our ponchos that we bought earlier. Honestly, the music with the rain, it just felt like a vibe. Like, it made me feel alive. It was just amazing. Obviously, I prefer no rain, but it was fun, and it was a good experience.
Followers, so I emptied my water bottles before we came in, and we didn't bring an umbrella because you're not supposed to do umbrellas. But as we got through the line, didn't even check our tickets, didn't even check our water bottle.
And I was stressed out because the barcode on my tickets wasn't showing up.
Didn't even check anything. But on the plus side, look, we got raised platform seating, so this is awesome. Umbrellas can sneak through. Drinks can sneak through. Now the whole reason security exists is for things like bombs. They can be disguised as anything. And literally, I see 3 umbrellas that everyone knows what they look like. They got through. No, security theater. You didn't get my final line. Security theater.
Luckily, it cleared up just in time for Conan.
That's what he looks like? I had no clue.
Govball, y'all look beautiful tonight. Thank you so much. This is my very first time singing songs since I've announced my album Wishbone. And I'm super excited and emotional, and I'm just so grateful that y'all are here. I'm also so excited to see my best friend afterwards. But this next one is for all the people out there who have never gotten over anything, ever.
Okay, seeing Conan Gray was amazing. Like, he's just so bubbly and bright, and he freaking moves like a Disney character. I'm so excited for his new album, and seeing him was amazing, and I knew every single word. Olivia was a bit late for her set, and everyone was like on the edge of their seat in anticipation, waiting for it to come on. And oh my god, I can't even describe to you. I forgot she has a video. Watching back my videos that I took, I still feel that same overwhelming feeling that I felt there. Like, it's just this overwhelming feeling of inspiration, and she's such a rock star princess to be specific. And like, she's just the coolest ever. Like, her visuals are so concise. Like, her whole project and her whole aesthetic is so, like, it's so clear. It's so clear she knows who she is and what she's doing. And it's so inspiring to me. I ended up crying during her second song, which isn't even a sad song. Like I said, I was just so inspired, and God, I could go on forever, but I'm really glad I saw her.
Ever at Govball. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to come. So thank you so much for being here and bringing the rain. I'm so grateful. Now are we ready to have some fucking fun?
Honestly, it just gives me hope that, hey, I don't have to see these artists I like as impossible to see. I saw freaking Olivia Rodrigo, so now I know that I can try my best to get tickets to anyone. Obviously, it's not a guaranteed thing, but I would just never let myself hope or try before. At the end of Govball, seeing people leave the crowd and all the trash that was on the ground, insane. What the heck is this?
Oh my god!
Anyway, leaving Govball was kind of scary because it was a lot of people and it was dark. And my wheelchair lights weren't working, so I just had to follow my dad and hope for the best. But a nice Libby in a walker helped us find the accessible exit. She was wearing a little Olivia Rodrigo outfit. Unfortunately, I did have to go in a bit of grass. We had to wait 1 hour to get a taxi back to our hotel that night. Not just to wait for one that was far away. No. 7 taxis canceled on us. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what the rules are, police were cutting traffic. And they would let people in if they said that they were picking up a disabled person. And my dad was calling these taxi drivers and telling them that. But these taxi drivers were men of color, okay? And for obvious reasons, people of color are scared of the police. And I get that. Honestly, the police presence in NYC, it was even disturbing for me too. But it's so sad that we live in a world where the fear of the police trumps helping the disabled person. Luckily, I had so much adrenaline from the event that I didn't have the energy to get stressed over this. But it was insane, and it's definitely affected how me and my dad perceived the accessible taxi system. Look, I'm not one of those weird, ignorant people who thinks that everyone should know how to speak English. I only know English, so I know how hard it is to learn another language. I don't expect it from people. But I think when you work a certain job like this, where you have to help disabled people, that requires a lot of communication and little specific things about assistance. It just made it really hard to communicate. And that's part of what made getting a ride that night so difficult. When doing research for the taxi system, I got a completely different impression. I got an impression that people who had these jobs were professional and cared about what they were doing and were certified in assisting disabled people.
There's just so many details that you have to go through in your mind. Are all the securements accurate? Do I have all the securements in the car? The question of, hey, can I help you, right?
Yeah,
all
course.
these things are incredibly important to a person with a disability, and especially a person in a wheelchair.
And just let them know I'm going to reach around you to connect your waist. And these are going to go in here. As soon as you get it in, just snap it. You'll basically extend this out. Ma'am, I'm going to reach through your chair underneath to come around with the waist.
Sometimes they come 5, 4 minutes, and it's easy and quick.
Where would you like them to go? Right there? All right.
But the reality was way different. What we ended up learning is that people just rent these cars to do their little jobs, and sure, they have the ramp in the back of the car, but that's about it. There were many people that did not even have the buckles, the proper equipment to buckle in a wheelchair in the back safely. There are people who also didn't have a seat belt, which is also basic safety. So people might have the equipment, even then not even a guarantee, but they still don't know how to use it. We were really lucky that the remainder of our trips were within walking distance because this was really not practical or efficient. Like, are you kidding me? 7 canceled taxis that night. And there was one guy who came out of his vehicle we didn't end up going with because 1, he didn't have the proper equipment inside his car, but 2, he looked at me as if he's never seen a disabled person in his life. I can't even properly describe it. It was like this mix of disgusting judgment and utter confusion. How can you have an accessible taxi that you use and then look at a disabled person like that? That's insane. I don't know why these people rent these cars when they don't even know how to use the proper equipment. It's really disappointing and unfair. Since Govball day was such a crazy hectic day, the next day I just decided to have a full rest day. We stayed in the hotel all day and I just went through my memory card and navigated files and stuff. The next day, we were going to see Jimmy Fallon. I'm not a super fan or anything, but I've watched him since I was a kid, you know? And I've always wanted to be in a live audience type thing for one of these shows, so that was the perfect opportunity. On our way, walking to the Rockefeller Center, a old man was exiting his apartment as we were walking past, and he goes, "Are you okay, senorita? Aw, is she okay, senorita?" And I don't really have the words. Once again, just utterly confused. I was just neutral, driving through the street, all dolled up, mind you. There was no sign of which that I was not okay or unwell. He just made a snap judgment because I was in a wheelchair. I still can't fully explain all my feelings on this, but it just makes me really sad. Because they film those type of shows a lot, they actually have a really tight-knit routine going on. We were taken care of nicely, all separately, making sure we got the attention we needed. All of us, the whole group, eventually got led to a lounge, which was kind of cool, but honestly underwhelming. But it definitely was a cool experience. Like the rule follower I am, I already read the directions on my ticket, so I knew it was coming. When we got led into the stage finally, I was surprised at how small it is. Like, it's really small, you guys. Anyway, Jimmy came out and I could barely see the details of his face because we were sat all the way in the back. But it was whatever. And eventually, out of nowhere, Walton Goggins showed up. And the funny thing was, I didn't actually know his name. So they said his name real quick. But then he appeared to the curtain. I was like, oh, I know that guy, what the heck? And everyone on the stage was so shocked. And they did this surprise bit that no one knew was coming. And I made it on TV for a few seconds in the upper corner. Robert De Niro was first up. I don't know anything about him, so unfortunately I was kind of lost when he was up there, but he was kind of funny. And then Weird Al, which I kind of knew a bit about. I actually know more of him now afterward, but I totally admire the whole thing he's got going on, because, you know, I always felt weird growing up and he's all about embracing weirdness, so I totally think that's cool.
I heard from so many kids that kind of looked up to me and was like, well, you know, people thought I was weird. I was kind of an outcast or an oddball in school, and the fact that you were like being Weird Al out there in the public eye and doing okay, that meant a lot to me, so it's nice to know.
But Jimmy's live band, oh my god, they were amazing. Like, you could tell how well practiced they were. Like, they were such a well-oiled machine. Like, they were really amazing. There was one time that Jimmy asked to do a take again, and like, everything rewound, and then the band started playing again, exactly how they did before. It was crazy. Hello, everybody. We are back from the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and I'm going to do a little unboxing of what I got at the cute store. We've got a pride flag. I forgot I got 3. Okay, first of all, we got Pasheen, my one and only, my favorite. These are the options right here. Then we got Tokidoki, unicorn, dessert themes. These are the options right here. Then we've got Cinema Roll. These are the options right here. Now, these are super cute, so I had to get them. But I was hesitant because I don't like the idea of blind boxes. I don't like the whole gambling aspect. That's weird. And you never quite get what you want. So it's like a psychological thing to like make you buy more. But I got them. Just one of each. Like, I didn't go crazy. Just as a, you know, cute little souvenir from New York. Turns out I didn't even need scissors so far. Oh wait, maybe. Just to make this easier. Ooh. Oh look! It's a plushie in here. Yes! I got the pink one. It's holding a little strawberry cake.
Oh, it's like super bitty plushy.
Yeah.
Cute.
Okay, last one. I mean, all of these are cute, but I think I want the purple melty or the waffletto. Oh, another pink one. Interesting. It's not symmetrical. This side has icing on it. This one doesn't. Y'all, I have to record again because we ordered banana pudding on the way home and it was so good. Is that like muffin in it?
Little chunks of bread, I don't know. I mean, it's world famous.
This is the type of desserts I love where it's like fresh but sweet at the same time. When you're done, can I eat it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for you.
See, that's what I was expecting when I got that banana shake from Shake Shack. Real banana flavor.
Instead of like artificial.
I'm really trying to get every last drop of this right now. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you what this accessible bathroom looks like. I'm gonna have a shower tonight. And you can see right there that there's actually a shower chair. Goes down like that. Hopefully it'll work and be comfortable enough. There's a shower over there, but I don't think that'll work for me because I prefer to sit down and stuff. But yeah, this bathroom is really spacious. Like almost a bit too spacious, that's creepy. I'm sure it'll help a lot of people, whatever their needs may be. Later that night, when I was in bed, chillaxing, my dad was going to the elevator to get some ice for us for our water. You wouldn't believe. Weird Al and his family comes in the elevator. I have picture evidence. And I'm really sad that I wasn't there. That would have been cool, but that's crazy. And he actually ran into him again in the elevator a few days later. Once again, I was not there. Day 5, Wicked Day. I was entering this as a Wicked movie watcher, so I've never seen the musical before. Sabrina-inspired corset. I'm wearing my pink oversized jeans again. I'm excited to finally see Wicked in full. I've watched the movie and I really enjoyed it. And honestly, part of me didn't want to see the musical because I wanted to see the final half of the storyline for the first time in the movie. But we're going to see it tonight and I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And I'm sure I'll probably cry at least once. You know what's funny? On the map, they've literally labeled the Gershwin Theater just Wicked. Like it says Wicked on there.
Maybe it's just been playing for so many times in a row.
Well, yeah, that's where it was. So that's where it's been all this time.
Oh.
And I was going in with no expectations, okay? I was really excited. Going into the venue, we didn't even get checked by security. And we almost got let in for free. Again. I used the bathroom before the show. And another woman in a wheelchair behind me, she said she loved my "Don't Stare, Just the Wheelchair" pin. Those who get it, okay? Unfortunately, I couldn't stop comparing the movie to the musical while Anton was happening. Unfortunately, I was really annoyed. I wasn't expecting the musical to be so flat compared to the movie. Like, obviously, I knew the movie would have fleshed some things out, but I didn't realize that they were making everything way more meaningful and emotional. Light and unserious. Like, I swear, it was just joke after joke after joke. Even the serious things were barely even serious. Like, oh my god, I was so surprised. The scene where they dance in the Ozda's ballroom, Elphaba and Glinda, in the movie, that was so emotional, and I cried. In the musical, at least this version I'm watching, they played it as a joke, and oh my god, I was very perplexed. Act 2 was fun, because it was new information. I get it's a musical, I do, but I've seen emotional, deep musicals before, and I thought Wicked was gonna be that, but it was super not. It was cool to see, but definitely underwhelming, I will say. I'm excited to see the new Wicked movie though.
Keep on.
The next day was the rock bottom, unfortunately. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I just don't really want to be here anymore. I was tired and I was realizing that 9 days might be too long for a trip to New York. Looking back now, I definitely think that staying there for like 3 or 4 days would have been better. You know, on one hand, I didn't want to be there for too short a time, but definitely by this day, I was feeling stuck in the routine and very tired. So I ended up pushing through. I almost wanted to cancel our plans for Moulin Rouge, but I didn't.
Signage?
Going in on Moulin Rouge, I didn't know anything about it, and I'm really glad I didn't because I was blown away. When we got to the venue, we realized that our ticket said aisle transfer, and this was not good. I was getting mad because I went to the Lion King musical in San Francisco, and that was the transfer seat, and it was just the worst. I ended up having to leave early because I was so uncomfortable. This seat is the best seat known to man for me, okay? It's comfortable, it's literally shaped to me, so I hate transferring. That's a no-no. But luckily, the manager got someone to remove the seat for us. And once again, we were placed in the back. Moulin Rouge was amazing. It was sexy, glamorous, and tragic all at the same time. I've never seen a stage set that amazing, and everything was animated. Like, it would automatically switch out, and the sets had so much depth. There were lights everywhere, and they were all synchronized to change colors at the same time to the music. It was amazing. I didn't know this. Jordan Fisher was in it. He was the main guy. For those who are not in the know, I'm about to educate you right now on who Jordan Fisher is. Liv and Maddie, most unfair breakup in history, okay? On Disney Channel.
We need to break up.
Then he was in a movie with Sabrina Carpenter that I love and I've rewatched multiple times. And he was also a voice actor for one of the characters in Four Town, a fictional boy band in Turning Red. What you common folk might know him from. He was the one who outsold everybody's vocals in that Do You Want to Build a Snowman Disney Channel video. He's just super underrated overall, and he has a really amazing voice. All About Us was a hit in my childhood, okay? And something cool happened. I was using the bathroom during intermission. We ended up going late, so the show started back up again. And I saw Jordan come up the stairs preparing to go on stage. Like, he was a few feet away from me. There was no interaction there, like he didn't see me or look at me or anything. But it was cool to see him there, and he looked short. No shade, I love a short king. But like, it was just funny. Oh, like, wow, you're a real guy. You're just a guy, and aren't we all? Just a person. So yeah, that was cool. God, I'm just obsessed with that. Like, I was so glad we saw that because Wicked was such a letdown. Want to recap Moulin Rouge?
Oh, it was so good. Amazing, best set, really good set design. Great dances, great choreographer. Lights and sound all synced. Really emotional at the end. Everyone did wonderful. It was great.
Now you're totally backlit. Cool view though behind you. Oh. I'm so glad I pushed through that day because the payoff was worth it. The next day, we were going to the Met, which was a great switch up because I was kind of tired of going to shows. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, disabled people get a discount, and their caretaker, which is my dad, gets in for free. That's amazing. The Met was definitely the best museum I've seen in terms of actually having items that I was interested in. But then I just gotta say, I'm not a fan of the museum experience in general. I don't know, just walking around and pausing is kind of tiresome. Like, it's very repetitive, and there are so many things to look at that it can get kind of overwhelming. And the thing is, to reach this level of richness and power, you have to do some very terrible things.
Or be born into a family that did terrible things, and then inherit the role of having to then do, knowing that at some point you're going to have to do terrible things to keep your power. Yeah.
See, in terms of aesthetics and a future room of mine, this is where I'm stuck. I'm stuck between shaggy chic, which is kind of inspired by this style, and modern color block pastel. Like, part of me just wants a room exactly like this.
Do you like all the fleur-de-lis walls?
Yeah, all the accents. My pain this day was really bad. You know, because I'm in a wheelchair, more often than not, I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, so I can walk, but I'm in here more often than not. So my wheelchair has caused me to have chronic pain now for the past year or so, which has been really difficult to manage. But overall, I was really worried on this trip that my pain would be really bad. It actually wasn't, but it was this day, which was really sad because I wanted to have a relaxing time just wandering around the museum. The Met is so huge that we couldn't even visit the whole first floor during their hours. It's kind of a crazy thing that you have to go to the Met multiple days, pay multiple fees just to see the entire building. Anyway, we ended up leaving and we ended up grabbing some food. We're eating now in a place in Central Park. Okay, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for the past few minutes. Me and my dad were talking about how people don't seem to like interact with me at all here or smile at me, and they look at me strangely. And it made me think about, when it comes to regular girls, well, quote unquote regular, because we know that's a dumb concept. We always talk about how they shouldn't rely on male validation or whatever. And I've never really cared about that ever. But like, seriously, it kind of depressed me, just the thought of like a cute guy smiling at me, like how that's like seems so impossible. Yeah. So like, I can't help but want that. And I'm like conflicted about it because it's kind of dumb.
It's not dumb.
But also, I don't know.
Right? How you want to catch somebody's eye?
Yeah.
You want to be, hey, look at me. That's literally what you see everyone do is like.
Yeah.
You look at them and then they look at you and then you have a connection.
Yeah. I don't know, that just makes me really sad. Like, I'll never have that situation. For me to ever find love, it would have to be after being friends forever. But like, not like a, ooh,
you're gonna have to
thing.
be outgoing. Well, you're gonna have to be outgoing and connect and make these friendships. You're gonna have to be like, hey, I saw you. I was so shy when I was young. I rarely talked to girls. So you might have the same thing. It just takes somebody usually to go, hey, I saw you over there, and you talk to them, and then they start talking to you, and it's scary. It's something that set you down, and it sucks.
Literally, it's what I talked about. It's like, I'm so busy thinking about it, thinking about the possibility of doing something like that, and then the moment passes.
take the risk. You might get shut down, you might get your feelings hurt, you might get rejected, but you might not.
I don't even have the space to like fantasize about stuff like that because I just immediately know it's so impossible. I'm just in this constant state of, it's okay, whatever, that's just how the world works. And like, it shouldn't be this way, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm constantly being pulled in two different directions of reality, not trying to be crushed by reality, but also the reality being so damaging that it's overwhelming. It's like a lot.
Yeah, not let the sadness of reality get to you. Have some tempered expectations, but not have them tempered so much that you're not fantasizing and enjoying.
When we were walking down the street, Nick Jonas was right in front of me. I don't care for him for reasons.
So I did a thing today.
So it was just funny, like he was just casually there walking the street. Since my pain was so bad that day, I just fought to have another rest day for our last day there. We were gonna go to the MoMA, and I wanted to, but I knew I wouldn't be able to do it. And you gotta know your limits, you know? It was finally the day to fly home. Feeling like more than wallet after SNL. I was eager to get back. This time, we had more than enough time to get everything sorted for our flight. The hotel we were at actually offered getting taxis arranged to the airport when you leave. So we got that. We didn't have to deal with taxis anymore, at least on our own. And we made sure to tell them, make sure you get someone who knows what they're doing. So we got that. I mean, the guy still said, oh, you want a seatbelt? Like but whatever. We got way better airplane seats, still in the middle, but with actual proper tables and more legroom. So I was actually able to do some work on the plane. Okay, final thoughts. A big thing that made it hard to enjoy New York was how grumpy everyone was. I'm now realizing from people that that's normal, but it felt really personal because I'm used to getting stared at in general. So being there for so many days, being surrounded by crowds, just grumpy face after grumpy face, it really started weighing on me. Like I couldn't get anyone to smile, and it was so strange to me. Believe it or not, being in New York made me feel more lonely than in my own room because I was confronted with the fact of what an introvert I actually am. Because I have so many online friends, I started to think that maybe I actually wasn't introverted. But like, yeah, I am. So many times I would see a cute, fashionable girl and I would want to compliment her because that's what I do. I like complimenting people, I like making them smile, I like making people's day better in any way I can. I would just get so caught up in my head of thinking about doing it if I would actually do it, and then the moment would pass. That happened so many times I wouldn't act on it. I started getting jealous of my dad because he could navigate people better than I could. You know, most people go on holidays to escape the bad things, to escape the hard things, and that's what I wanted to do. But when you're disabled, the hard things are inside of you or are connected to who you are. So I couldn't escape chronic pain. I couldn't escape ableism that travels with me wherever I go, unfortunately. I mean, I already knew it, but it was just hard to remember again. Honestly, there are so many things I have to keep reminding myself. Like, even though I had a neutral outlook going in on this trip, there was still a part of me that wanted the Instagram-worthy vacation. It's really hard to not want to replicate what you see around you. This applies to everyone, not just disabled people. All I see is able people. So there are things I can just not fully achieve, but that I wish I could. And it's just frustrating to have to rediscover my own limits all the time. When I'm at home in Sacramento, of course I experience ableism from time to time. But I usually only go out once in a while. But in New York, I was out every day. So I was faced with ableism every day. And that was a lot. That was really confronting. Most, if not all, able people ignored me. But when I saw disabled people out and about, when we looked at each other, there was common understanding. Honestly, there's something so comforting about it. Like, it's like what I said in that clip after the met with my dad about how subconsciously I try to present myself in a way so people treat me better. But that just doesn't do anything. I'm just the way I like. This is my style. I don't change myself for people. But part of me does hope if I'm all dressed up, if I have makeup on, if I look older, I'll be treated my age and given common respect. And I actually seen as a human being, believe it or not. But being out and about in New York, that didn't change anything. People still treat me the same, regardless of where I was barefaced versus glammed up. I don't regret this trip, not at all. In fact, I'll name some positive things right now. There are many cute dogs, and many cute wet boys. And it's very diverse, like even more diverse than where I live. And I heard so many different languages all the time. It was really cool to be around. I don't regret this trip. I pushed through so many things that I thought was impossible a few years ago. I was so scared of getting back on an airplane. I was so scared of going to a new place that is unpredictable. But I did that. I did all that. I did this whole trip. Yeah, there was difficult things. Was it perfect? No. Were there some things I wish were better? Definitely. But I have that experience in my belt now. This experience will help me with future trips. But for now, I definitely need a long break. Being out and about and active like that, it made me just have a newfound appreciation for my current lifestyle. I just love being alone and creating, and I have people in my life telling me that I need to be more active or like do more things, and honestly it just reminds me that different people enjoy different things. And especially when you're disabled, especially when I'm in a time in my life where my disability isn't predictable anymore. I have two new things, an autoimmune condition and chronic pain. Two new things that have mixed up my world to be different than it used to be. So I just need to find a new normal and once again rediscover my limits. Even though a part of me wishes I could be that abled girl going on a solo trip with the aesthetic pictures and a cute little vlog. That's not gonna be me. I need to take a step back and try to not let that envy fester into hurting myself. I'll just continue to learn things one step at a time. I'll try to let go of biases while also giving myself space to explore and try new things. It's a balance, you know. I don't want to push myself too hard. Were there things in this trip that I wish didn't happen? Yes, but I experienced so many cool things during it, and I would remove that. You can't have your highs if there aren't the lows too. And I know that may sound very simple, but it's through not having a simple life that I can say that. So I'm a firm believer that without the hard feelings, your good feelings wouldn't feel as good. If you're an able person and you're watching this, I hope you can get something from it. But please try not to talk over my experience. Some of my videos have gained more traction. I've had that happen to me, and it's not a good feeling, okay? Nobody likes unwarranted advice, even if you're coming from a good place, and especially if you're disabled. I feel like we have to deal with that a lot. So keep this a nice space, okay? Thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got something out of this. It's very atypical from most content I see, but that's why I'm making it this way. I think we need more things like this out there. If you have more specific questions in the comments, if you're disabled and you want to go to New York yourself, leave them down below and I'll try to give you more tips. Let me know when you're interested in seeing more from me. I don't know when, but I'll see you when I see you.